What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation once again. How are you all doing on this great evening? I'm so excited, as always, to be joining you for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, your friend, Arrington Gavin. Uh, Excited to join with you for another great, insightful conversation. We have a lot of topics to go over today within this hour, so stay with me. And I again, we will hope I hope you all enjoy the ride. Let's see what else. I always have to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen in and tune into the program. You could be tuning into any other platform. You could do anything other stuff with your valuable time, but you taking using your precious time to tune into the program. I mean, again, I truly appreciate it. There's so many other shows out there that you can be listening and watching. But I just appreciate those who continue to support this show. We are a growing program and hoping to continue to build up and get in front of more eyes and listen on more ears and all the above. So I just want to say thank you as always. New episodes of the program drops every Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, weeknights at 11 p.m. on our radio affiliate WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as out of Dallas, Georgia, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also listen in wherever you get your podcasts from, also on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble. So multiple outlets you can listen in and catch up on the program. Also, you can follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Arrington Gavin Show. So multiple ways you can stay afloat, stay connected with us. Because it's always hard to compact everything within 1 hour. It could be a struggle. So if I never have the time to catch up on stuff, usually I pass it on to the next day, or I will discuss it on social media. On today's program, man, I'm really stuck with the whole conversation about Black men in general and the Democratic Party. The disconnect between the two. Is media going overboard as far as saying the Democratic Party are losing all their Black male supporters? Just narrative that we hear a lot on our mainstream media outlets. And I'll just give my 2 cents on the issue, because if you haven't realized, I happen to be a Black man. So I will give my take on that. Also, Nina Turner, former state senator out of Ohio, Nina Turner. She had a few words to share in regards to former President Barack Obama when he at first was speaking to Black men about their them contemplating on either voting for Kamala Harris or either Donald Trump, or either not voting at all. As well as we have some ignorance that occur in our society. A man by the name of Jason Whitlock. Now, I'm not going to entertain it too long, but I got something to say about Mr. Whitlock. So you gotta stay tuned in and don't go anywhere here on the show. What else we got on lock? Comedian icon Jerry Seinfeld. He says, hey, look, he regrets saying that the extreme left killed comedy. Yeah. He is coming out publicly saying, I regret blaming them. So we'll talk a little more on that. Also, continuing on from the last episode, the two candidates that are getting a lot of this media publicity, former President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee Donald Trump, and Democratic nominee, current Vice President Kamala Harris. They're on their media run right now. They have been on podcast after podcast, show after show, news outlet after news outlet. Look, they haven't hit up me. They haven't hit me yet, but hey, shout out to the team of Chase Oliver, who is a presidential nominee. He's a presidential candidate, excuse me. He's the Libertarian nominee. And so we're here again. We're a program where everybody and anybody is welcome. Okay. Nobody is ever shunned away from this program. As long as you're not going to come up here, spreading hate speech towards an individual or a specific group, then look, you're more than welcome to come here. But if you want to, spew hate, no, go somewhere with that mess. And also moving into sports, first ballot easy Hall of Famer Tom Brady now becomes a majority owner of an NFL franchise. And then also we talk about Angel Reese, WNBA star Angel Reese. I don't know if you can say complaining or just a rant, but she's basically explaining how, look, the WNBA salary does not pay her bills. So we will talk a lot about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. But before we move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Rugged Evolution. Rugged Evolution is an all-natural men's grooming line that offers 17 scented beard balms and beard oils, conditioning shampoos, body wash, face cleansing wash, what else? Exfoliating soaps, accessories, everything you need to help maintain your facial hair care needs, my friends. Look, I have been sporting a beard since the age of 14. Okay, well, I'll take it back. I've started growing my facial hair at age 14. I've probably had a beard since I was a freshman in college, and I have not looked back. But look, without the help of a great product to help maintain it, look, I don't know where I would have been. So with the thanks of Rugged Evolution Beard Care, I now can make sure I keep my beard looking well maintained, moisturized, making sure the skin underneath the hair is well taken care of. And this is not just for the beard sporters out there. Look, if you have a mustache, goatee, Van Dyke, look, your facial hair is the magnet to bacteria and grease. So please do yourself a favor, do your facial hair a favor, and you got to take care of it by going to ruggedevo.com, www.ruggedevo.com. You can follow them on social media. Instagram is Rugged Evo. Their Facebook page is Rugged Evolution Beard Care. They have everything that you need to help maintain a well-groomed facial hair. And also, look, we're heading into the winter climates too, my friends, and Rugged has a lot of deals happening. This is a season where the winter, we tend to our skin tends to dry out, right? It tends to dry out very easily, which means, guess what? It's going to cause some dryness in your facial hair. So you're going to need some great beard oil to take care of that. Why not go to Rugged Evolution Beard Care? RuggedEvo.com, baby. RuggedEvo.com. www.ruggedevo.com. We want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. Without them, hey, we can't keep the lights running. All right, my friends, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We will head to a quick commercial break, and then when we get back, we will have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Of course, we're going to start off with our fun fact of the day, and then we're going to get it going within our conversation. So don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you so much for staying with us. All right, let's get it going with our fun fact of the day. As we like to start off the show, just kind of, just loosen it up a little bit. All right, fun fact of the day. Did you guys know that before the invention of modern false teeth, dentures were commonly made from the teeth of dead soldiers? Oh, I, ugh, oh, ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, you know, maybe somebody always wanted to have, the mouth of a hero. I don't know. That is nasty. I'm sorry. And it's not even the fact that it was from, dead soldiers. It's the fact that they were from a deceased individual. I don't want to have anybody else's teeth installed in my mouth. Now you're probably saying, "Well, Arrington, where do you think they get the, where they get, where people when they get false teeth? Where do you think they get the?" I have no clue, nor do I want to know. I'm pretty sure I never asked a dentist because I don't have false teeth. Knock on wood. Thank God. I make sure I brush regularly. I try to floss regularly. All right. I always get great reviews from my dentist because I love my teeth. All right. I am a big proponent of taking care of dental hygiene all day. Okay. Don't come with me and y'all got some bad breath or some. No, y'all gotta take care of them teeth now. Take care of those teeth. Yeah, that's nasty. So yeah, back during those days, people said, "Look, I need some teeth. I can't survive without no teeth. I can't be smacking out here. I need some teeth." He said, "Well, we'll get some for you." Man, people be out there. What if the teeth don't fit in their mouth and stuff? Like the teeth be bigger than. Oh, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Let me digress from that. Actually, have you ever? Do y'all how in celebrity trends, BBLs was a trend. I guess it's still a trend. I don't know if it is or not. Plastic surgery is always really big, in the Hollywood scene and stuff. But one thing that's caught my eye is these celebs with these veneers getting their teeth fixed, or just these big white ass teeth. Just like, look like they about to fall out their mouth. I'm like, those are crazy. Like, those are really big and really white. Like, what in the world? But I get it. If my teeth were messed up and I had the money, please fix them up, make them look like $1,000,000. Because I know that's probably how much it costs to get those teeth fixed is $1,000,000. So make it look like worth my while. Okay, I got paid. Like every cent I've paid was worth it. Let me move on, folks. Let me move on. To continue on from the last episode, I was talking about the media tours that both candidates, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, they're both on these media tours, sit down interviews, town halls, podcasts, you name it, radio interviews. I played a little bit towards the end of the last episode of Kamala Harris sitting down with Charlemagne the God of the Breakfast Club, the very highly successful Breakfast Club. They both were in Detroit, Michigan, and they did an audio town hall. They actually had a small crowd of people that were in the next room that could watch it through a glass window, and some pretty, I wouldn't say intense, but questions that a lot of people want to know the response of. And Charlemagne the God, I think, was a perfect interviewer to have for that, because Charlemagne the God is no BSer in my book. He's one of my idols in the world of radio because he's very unfiltered. He's extremely intelligent. He is a Hall of Famer. Okay, well deserved in my opinion. He is the captain of the Breakfast Club. Okay, without Charlemagne the God, the Breakfast Club would not have that top tier success that it has had, since the beginning of it. Okay. So she, it was a great person to ask those questions, especially when it regards the Black community. And that interview went pretty good. And then Vice President Harris entered in the Lions Den. She accepted an interview offer with Brett Baer, who is the host of, I believe, Special Report on Fox News. It's a evening, one of their primetime shows. And Brett Baer has always been, in my opinion, seen as a fair interviewer. Yes, he's conservative, more right leaning, but he's a fair one, in my opinion. Like, he's not like that jerk. What's his name? I can't remember. Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters is a clown, in my opinion. He strictly opinionated. All he does is whine, bicker, and likes to make jokes, which they're not funny at all. Not my cup of tea. Now you got Greg Gunfeld, another guy who I think it's funny that he has like a highly successful comedic based late night show on Fox. But it's for for Fox viewers. I can see why you think he's hilarious, because it's like slap on the knee, like, oh, that darn Greg, funny guy. Yeah, he ain't that funny. I like the market, the strategy that Fox has done as far as adding a late night unfiltered based a show. I think that's very smart, as far as marketing wise, because people get tired of literally watching the news all the time, like, and this just in, and this just in, and that just in. When you end off the night with the unfiltered, late night vibe, they might, lay a few cuss words here and there. Like, I don't mind it. I got a piece of hair in my mouth right when I just said that. But Brett Baer I would say, is a pretty fair person. So she had the opportunity to sit down with Brett Baer for an exclusive interview, and it was a conversation, like like everybody expected to see, being a predominantly conservative right-leaning network who is not a fan of Kamala Harris, who doesn't want to see Kamala Harris win. He came after with the question. So let me play one soundbite giving his first thoughts on the conversation interview. This was some of the first things he had to say. So let me go ahead and find that soundbite for you. Stand by, and we will meet on the other side. Let me see where that clip is. Here we go. There we go.
Dana, I'll give you a little behind the scenes here. I know you love this, and it fits in with Dana Reed Sports. When the kicker in football, they call a timeout right before he's going to kick the field goal. They're icing the kicker. So we were supposed to start at 5 p.m. This was the time they gave us. Originally, we were going to do 25 or 30 minutes. They came in and said, well, maybe 20. So it was already getting whittled down. And then the vice president showed up about 5:15. We were pushing the envelope to be able to turn it around for the top of the 6 o'clock. So that's how it started. And I could tell when we started talking that she was going to be tough to redirect without me trying to interrupt. I did this with President Obama. At one point, I just said, Mr. President, I know you like the filibuster. I just didn't even have the chance to sometimes redirect in those ways. Dana.
So that right there was obviously his grade that he gave on the interview. Not really grade, but just he gave his responses, his reaction on the whole interview. And honestly, when they start bringing that well, they said they were going to show up at 5 and they were 15 minutes late, and then they cut it down from 30 to 20. Now, in my opinion, that's gaslighting, because if obviously he's catering to his audience, the audience already doesn't like the lady, so he just finds more ways to gaslight so that the opponent, Donald Trump, can say, look at this person, shows up late to an interview. She's scared to talk to the media. I spoke with everybody in the media. Okay. I've spoken with every single outlet ever. All right. I show up on time. I'm this, I'm that. I'm just perfect. And my hair is good. And my tan's phenomenal. You hear me? So he's already gaslighting. making it worse for her campaign. And because look, let me tell you something. When they see their rising star losing, they're gonna find ways to, okay, what can we do to help gain some momentum for Trump? What can we do to help gain, what? They're not gonna admit it, but that's what they're doing. You have, in my opinion, a person that already knows the outcome of this interview and already knows what kind of style this interview will be. Kamala Harris, she was already coming in there like, oh man, damn, I gotta do this, because she knows they're not gonna be on her side. Well, she's highly qualified to do that. But Brett, really, are we grading on who shows up on time? What about the questions? Let's get to the question. So here's a couple of clips that from that interview. This is talking about why is half the country supporting Trump. This is what Brett had to ask Kamala VP Harris. So let me find that soundbite for you, and then we'll talk again on the other side. Here we go.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade,
But
people
you're the
have
lever of
become,
power.
but listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him
Madam
instead
Vice
of
President,
the American people.
if
People
that's the
are
case,
tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
Again, fair question to ask. I think that was she's, especially her being a part of the last administration, right? She has to, and that's a hard thing she has to wrestle with through this campaign, is a lot of the L's that this current administration, has taken. She has to answer for a lot of those mistakes, right? So, of course, in politics, I feel as though no politician ever admits of their wrongdoing. It ever says that, hey, look, we failed at this, we failed at that. I've never seen any candidate, in my opinion, I've never seen any candidate ever admit to their, we took this, especially Trump. But I've never seen either candidate said, we failed at this, we did not succeed, and we did not complete this mission on this, and we failed at this test. I've never seen any politician really say that, because every time they're talking about their accomplishments, especially in order to keep their position in office, right? Even though it might not be an election for this candidate, they're still gonna be speaking like if they're running for their seat, tomorrow or something. You know what I mean? Like, they always keep that momentum going so that people will always keep that trust factor occurring. Now, she said he's been running for 3.5 years. He has. He has been doing those rallies way before he ever even publicly came out and said, I'm going to make a bid and run for president of the United States. He's still been doing his talks and his I wouldn't call them speeches. It's just his rants that happens to sell out in these, cornfields. But she had to come with an answer with Brett. He's like, but look, he is beating you in a lot of the swing states. Half the people are supporting him. And what can you have to say about that? Right now, I haven't really looked too much at the polling. I will say that what is true, it is extremely close. There's some states where he is ahead, I think by a few points. I'm forgetting which swing states they are. Maybe hold on, let me try and find it real quick. Let's see here. Let me see what states. All right. So Ohio right now has him 51% Donald Trump at 51% and Kamala Harris at 44%. New Hampshire has same thing but different candidates. Kamala Harris is at 51%. Donald Trump is at 44%. Michigan 49-48. Donald Trump is up. Nebraska. You hear me? Nebraska has Donald Trump 53% and Kamala Harris currently at 42%. Wisconsin is right now 52% Kamala Harris and 48% Donald Trump. Yeah. North Carolina is very close. You got 50% former President Donald Trump and 49% for the VP Harris, and then Pennsylvania is tied at 49%. So again, they're extremely close margins right now in poll numbers. So another great question to ask. Another question that was asked was about how many illegal immigrants entered under the Biden-Harris administration. Obviously, immigration is a huge thing that's going to be on the ballot. That is on the ballot, excuse me. I mean, one of the key issues, immigration, economy. Really, I hear so much about the economy this, economy that, and immigration is probably right under there. So here was another soundbite from that interview with her and Fox News Brett Barr in regards to the immigration issue. Again, something that has been probably the kryptonite for the Democratic Party, especially this current administration, is they need to answer on immigration, borders. What can you say for yourself?
Voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration, because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right
do you
now,
just a number? Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have an
it's a rough estimate of
system
6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get you the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
Again, Brett has an employer and he's trying to look good for his employer, because he did ask a question and she was trying to respond and he did interrupt her. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's what I'm not a journalist. I'm a conversationalist. All right. I don't really, I like having conversations with people. I don't like to backtrack on, it says here that, I might do notes from time to time. But honestly, this is always just a conversation. I give you my unfiltered take, in opinion. And yes, don't quote me, saying, Arrington said this, and then look, it's a conversation. But yeah, it wasn't a tough interview with VP Harris. But then we have because that was one that she has to improve in, I would say. But then we move on to Republican nominee Donald J. Trump. He did a sit down with he did one sit down with Harris Faulkner of, again, Fox News. They did a town hall. I want to say in was it? Again, I don't know. I don't want to quote it. Maybe North Carolina. Maybe. Don't quote me on that one. But it was a room full of Trump voting women who love and adore him. And let me just play one soundbite from that, and then I'll play some. I have a couple other clips from a town hall he did on Univision, amongst a majority crowd of Latino and Latino Americans and Hispanic Americans, and yes, that right there was a little intense, I might say. So let me play this first one that he did with Harrison Faulkner, and then I'll move it on to Univision. Because again, it's crunch time, for these candidates, and there is no running away from questions. There is no try to avoid this and avoid that. Like, come on, answer it for me, because early voting is almost over. Okay. November 5th will be here before you know it. So this one was on Fox News with Harrison Faulkner, and this is actually reported with TMZ, because Donald Trump had some very vocal praise for U.S. Senator Katie Britt, I believe Katie Britt out of Alabama. So here's what he had to say about her. An elected U.S. senator, by the way. This is what he had to say about her.
So although abortion does lie with the states, what is your stance on that, and what would you say to those women?
So I got a call from Katie Britt, a young, just a fantastically attractive person from Alabama. She's a senator. And she called me up like emergency, because an Alabama judge had ruled that the IVF clinics were illegal and they have to be closed down. A judge ruled. And she said, friends of mine came up to me and they were so angry. I didn't even know they were going, it's fertilization. I didn't know they were even involved in it. Nobody talks about it. They don't talk about it. But now that they can't do it, she said, I was attacked in a certain way. I was attacked. And I said, explain IVF very quickly. And within about 2 minutes, I understood it. I said, no, we're totally in favor of IVF.
So although abortion does lie.
So again, this is a person that is proud of, accomplishing the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade. By the way, all right. So yes, one of the big things I heard out of that, he's like, attractive person. I'm like, dude, just hey, she's intelligent. All right, we know. Gotta be careful, Donald. Down boy. That man just love him some women. I tell you, he love him some women. But hey, who doesn't, right? One of God's greatest creations. So here are some clips from a town hall he did on Univision, and obviously one of the gentlemen on that was in the crowd, his face expression is starting to go turn like a meme. It's starting to be a meme now, and everybody's just saying, "Oh my gosh, you see the expression on this guy's face after Trump was answering his question?" And because again, the Hispanic community, a lot of them should be frustrated with former President Trump, especially just a lot of his fan base, how they treat them. Right? It's insulting. It's insulting, in my opinion. All right, so let me play this soundbite for you.
In strong action, Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands. Action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands. Action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt.
So the expression of a lot of people on there, for those who are watching, arms folded, head nodding, frustrated, like, bruh, really, really. For the culture people, for the black community out there, one of them N-word please looks. Okay, like, I can't say it here on the air. Last soundbite I want to play from that conversation. This was one gentleman asked a great question. A Mexican American farmer. He quoted, "If you deport all the undocumented workers, who will do all of these hard jobs, and what price will we pay for food?" So I'll play this soundbite, and my friends, we're gonna do a quick commercial break after I meet you on the other side on that, and we'll have some more here on the program. So let me play this soundbite before we cut to a commercial. Play you one more soundbite from the Univision town hall that hosted former President Donald Trump. Let me see if I can bring that. There we go.
He trabajado toda mi vida con estas manos, agachado por horas, piscando fresa, cortando brócoli.
Good evening, President Trump. For many years, I have worked with these hands, hunched over, picking strawberries and cutting broccoli.
Este duro trabajo es realizado en su mayoría por gente indocumentada.
This tough job is mainly done by undocumented people.
Si usted deporta a esta gente, ¿quién haría ese trabajo y qué precio pagaríamos por la comida?
If you deport to these people, who would do that job and what price would we pay for food?
Please. Finished? Yes. So the problem we have is we had people coming in under my administration, and they were coming in legally. They were coming in through a system that we had, which was great, because I'm the best thing that ever happened to farmers. You know that. I was great. Farmers are doing very badly right now, very, very badly under this administration. Under my administration, farmers did very well. We have to have a lot of people come into our country. We just want them to come in legally through a system, because they've released hundreds of thousands of people that are murderers, drug dealers, terrorists. They're coming in totally, nobody knows who they are, where they come from. And the people that are most against it are the Hispanic people. They are totally against it, what's happened. The other thing I can say is that a lot of the jobs that you have and that other people have are being taken by these people that are coming in. And the African-American population and the Hispanic population in particular are losing jobs now because millions of people are coming in. So they're coming in, but they're also coming in largely, and tremendous numbers coming in out of mental institutions. They're emptying out mental institutions. They're emptying out insane asylums. That's a step above a mental institution. Worse, bigger problems, bigger problem people. They're emptying out jails. Their jails are being let into our country from Venezuela, but not just South America, from all over the world. They're being let in from jails, from nobody's ever seen anything like it. The jail population throughout the world has come way down.
Let me stop. Basically, how can I BS this question without not looking stupid in front of all these people? How can I BS this question real quick? Oh, damn. Let me see if I can think of something real quick. So, I was great with farmers. I was the best president for farmers, y'all. You know that. Man, let me say, that farmer ain't nod. He stayed still. He's like, no. I was the best for farmers. And then he gets on this whole entire rant thing back. He said this hurt a lot of jobs, especially for Black and Hispanic people. So he's going back with those. He just changing the words. The whole taking Black and Hispanic jobs. It's just, I tell you, y'all, this man right here. I don't understand, y'all. I don't understand. But the question I bring up is the media, all these appearances these candidates are doing, is it helping or hurting? the candidates. Now, me personally, I don't think it changes a damn thing. I think it keeps everything still leveled. At the end of the day, if any of these candidates will speak more on policy, even out in the open when it comes to their rally and stuff, if they talk if they talk policies and always bring about their accomplishments, right? Speak on their accomplishments. Now, we already see how Trump acts. That brother's going to continue to personal attack, insult, because he wants to make sure the crowd is happy. The crowd always wants to be entertained. His audience, they don't want to hear policy. They want to hear entertainment. They want to hear insults. That's all they want to do. Now, on the Harris-Walz side, Democrats, y'all have got to speak on your freaking accomplishments, okay? You got to speak on your accomplishments. Because here's one, just for example, hold up. Let me go ahead and share just a few, because you yet to well, you know what? I'll wait and speak on this on the next next side of the break. But just speak on your accomplishments. Don't try and talk about, hey, look, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do a lot better than my opponent here, what he's talking about. No, we don't want to hear that. Just speak on policy. Speak on what your accomplishments are, so people can actually start building up that trust factor, because there's a lot of hesitancy happening with this election. So again, I don't think it helps them, nor do I think it hurts them. Trump, on the other hand, he can do a lot of stuff that, in my opinion, can hurt his campaign, but he has a very core base of followers that is going to follow him regardless. Okay, there's people that just do not care for Kamala Harris that will just choose Donald Trump over her, or choose not to even vote. Kamala Harris did something that was very gutsy, and that is sit down with a Fox News anchor, a Fox News star in a sense, in Brett Baer, excuse me. So she did, and there's even talks about her even possibly doing an interview with Joe Rogan, which I think that would be dope, because he has a very popular and successful podcast. It's something that's out of her element, especially audience wise. I would say Joe Rogan's audience is probably more on the Trump side than Democratic side. But I mean, he has everybody on the program. I'm a huge fan of the Joe Rogan show. There has been some points where he's being a little too conspiracy theorist, in my opinion. But I think he has a great show, great concept, is very successful. Obviously, almost 15 million listeners regularly. All right, and viewership numbers and stuff like that. So his podcast is dope. So they're supposed to be in conversations on doing a podcast with her soon, so we will see that very shortly. And she's gonna keep on doing it in different different podcasts, different media outlets, and other just outlets in general. I know JD Vance, who's the VP pick for Donald Trump, he's gonna be doing I think he's doing a town hall, or has been doing stuff with the News Nation. So everybody's doing something, right? So again, I don't think it helps or hurts. I just think they're just saying, hey, look, we got to do it. Let's try and get the message across. Let's try and, sway some people in trusting us, voting for us. At the end of the day, hey, it is crunch time. My friends, look, we're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. I will see you on the other side. What is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, as I mentioned earlier, because we're look, man, I tell you, it's so hard to do stuff within this hour. But look, I want to talk about the Democratic Party and the black community. So recently, as you know, Donald Trump, Barack Obama had um spoken with a group of black men in regards to this election, advised the black men. And basically gave them, I wouldn't say taught them a lesson, but was just speaking to them on like the reason why you should vote for Kamala Harris, and right, and kind of like, please don't choose the couch. Like he gave, like, in my opinion, like a uncle uncle vibes kind of conversation, or a father vibes kind of conversation in regards to this election. A lot of young people, right? A lot of young people are choosing not to vote come November 5th. Not, and I want to say, if they chose not to, I don't think it will have a huge effect on the election, but it still is, every vote counts. Okay. And let me take that back. Every vote counts. So you shouldn't choose not to vote. Everybody should vote. So forgive me for saying that that recent comment, but he said what he said with black men, and just, to me, I didn't see it being offensive. I didn't see it being a sign, like a smack in the face. This was reported by Mother Jones. It's titled "Obama's Advice to Black Men Ignores a Deeper Problem for Democrats." Let me see here. I'm trying to see, what did he say? What did he say? I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes of things. Okay, so it says that Barack Obama, ahead of his first campaign appearance for Kamala Harris, chose to blame sexist attitudes among black men for any reluctance they may have in backing Harris. I quote, "You'll know some of those brothers," Obama said, quickly drawing backlash. Demeaning is how the Black Men for Trump Advisory Board described it. But it wasn't just pro-Trump voters who found Obama's remarks problematic. Plenty of Democrats took issue with the saw as unfair scolding, including former Ohio Senator Nina Turner. So let me go ahead and play you this clip that former state Senator Nina Turner, very vocal progressive Democrat. I'm a huge fan. She's very vocal. She's very intelligent. She's very, again, another no BSer kind of politician, which I'm a fan of. She was on YouTube, political YouTube show called Breaking Points. This is what she had to say in regards to Obama's recent comments.
Democrats think that they think this is 2020 again, because that's pretty much how they won in 2020.
Yeah.
The scare tactics against President Trump. That's not going to work. That dog is not going to hunt, as they say in the South. That dog is not going to hunt this time. It's not just telling people about Project 2025 and what a threat it is. It is. But Democrats, where's your Project 2025? Progressives already laid out a plan for you to have a Project 2025. It's called Medicare for All, where 63% of voters in the swing states that Democrats are going to need to win believe we should have Medicare for all. The war is a problem. The overwhelming majority of Democrats believe that the weapons being given to Israel, even in the face of genocide, is a problem. Yet these people will not listen and answer to their own voters. So, Crystal, my message to the Democratic Party would be: focus on your message and your vision, and why the voters of this country, Black Americans or otherwise, should vote for you. How would you do things differently? Are you going to not listen to the corporatist wing, the class? Are you going to do something different? Or are you going to keep playing the same games over and over again? Democrats.
So I hear what she's saying. I've said it here on the show many times. Messaging. That's where I got out of what she was explaining was messaging. Here's another some of her comments that she made. She said, "I was disappointed that the former president would talk to black men like that, especially given the statistics showing that black men are the second largest voting bloc in the Democratic Party." Turner, who is Black, told me on the I'm speaking in third person, told the reporter in an interview over the phone, she added, "In a representative democracy, people have the right, even black men, to vote with their conscience." totally agree. I totally agree. But here's where I think I'm gonna kind of differ or disagree with Senator Turner. So yes, the black community, there's a huge population of black males, people within the black community that votes Democrat, right? I don't think, I get frustrated where everybody always gets offended where somebody is. It wasn't looked upon as an insult, as a slap in the face. Okay, look, I've had conversations with 2 African American males who are like hesitant on voting, who don't see any of them as being beneficial, and I get it, right? Now, look, I'm an independent. I don't like the 2-party system. I value on people coming together rather than keeping it always divisiveness, right? I think sometimes you got bad apples on the left, you got bad apples on the right. In a case like this, my conscience, okay, Senator Turner, I can't go with the right. So that's my right then and there. But black men who obviously has a huge voting block. Okay, what is that? Why is that such a huge voting block? What is their primary focus all the time when it comes to voting? Is it money? Right? We got a lot of black male entrepreneurs and business owners out there. What is their main reason? What Obama, I think, is saying is, the Democratic Party is probably still succeeding with having more male black voters in this upcoming election. But you know what? It's uncomfortable just seeing 10 people probably, or 20 people. Okay. Now in the black community, conservatives is in the black community. That exists. So don't think it's a foreign. It exists. But I just think that this is one issue that always pisses me off with the Democratic Party is that, okay, one thing they could learn from Republicans is that, look, they're never going to criticize, especially during a very tight election season. They're never going to criticize their own party member. Majority of them are not going to criticize their leading candidate, right? If you're trying to win, okay, let's talk about this once the leading candidate is in office. Then we can discuss, okay, look, y'all need to do better as far as succeeding in the promises y'all made to the black males in the black community. Democratic Party. Okay, it's time to get to it. Do not, and I repeat, do not take us for granted and don't fulfill the promises you made throughout this whole entire campaign season. And okay, we got you in office and now you're going to ignore us? No. And then you're going to try and butter us up during this election season? No. With all of the last minute adjustments with policies or last minute bills that's been passed. So that's, I think that's where I disagree with State Senator Turner, is just the fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody was ever trying to make them feel small or insult them by any means. Look, in football, in order to motivate, in sports in general, I've had coaches, the way they motivate us, sometimes they got to chew us one. All right. They got to stick it to us, and we're not going to like it. But guess what? Excuse me. Sometimes that motivation, that tough love helps us succeed out on the field. You hear me? So sometimes we need that tough love, Senator Turner. I don't think you're someone that's trying to help the right win this election. I just think that in this timing, I think the timing on starting to kind of criticize is, in my opinion, I just think it's like, okay, look, are you trying to win? Are you trying to win this election? All right. Like, that's just me. That's just my 2 cents right there. I think furthermore, we will see some more of the issue of the Democratic Party and black men, because in my opinion, black men are mostly independent. Honestly, we are independent minded individuals. as I mentioned before, we're business owners. We care about taxes. We got conservative views. We got liberal views. All right. So I see us being more on the independent circuit than it is partisan wise. What's his name? Stephen A. Smith. He had something to say in regards to Obama's comments. Again, I think people are overreacting. I guarantee you Obama was not trying to criticize anybody. All right. Like he's speaking to him up front, like, like a relatable human being. I have the same conversation. I'm listening to, I will tune into other programs that says, oh, shame on Obama for saying what he said, this and the other. Like, y'all picked the perfect time to criticize probably one of the the most successful presidents of our time. I mean, it's just like, why? Once again, always trying to bring a brother down. Like that's how I looked at it. I will continue this story. I'll continue this story on the next show because, again, y'all, I'm looking at my time, and let me see here. How much time do I have left? Let me play just this last one from Senator Nina Turner, and then I will leave you all with let me see. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But what I will do is end it off with sports. So want to congratulate the legend, the icon, the seven-time Super Bowl winning champ, Tom Brady. Tom Brady has just added a new title to his portfolio, and that is a franchise owner, NFL franchise owner. That is, recently it was just announced that Tom Brady would be the part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, y'all. The Las Vegas Raiders. Let me tell you something. This joker stays in the money. You hear me? He stays in the money. So yes, according to reports, the former quarterback became part owner of the team after his stake was unanimously approved by NFL owners of the league's fall meetings in Atlanta. Raiders fans excited to have Brady as part of the team's ownership group. Now, Tom Brady, who recently retired, he's now a Fox football analyst and commentator now, making a crap ton of money. It's insane, by the way. I think it was like a 10-year deal worth over $200 million, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even in the 300s. Could be more. But his retirement, I will just say, this man's retirement has been looking so pretty. He's had a Tom Brady roast, okay, where he was paid like $30 million to get crapped on by comedians, and he's just getting paid, man. He's getting paid, enjoying life, and well deserved. Again, the man has 7 rings for a reason. He is a star QB, a legendary quarterback for a reason. So again, congrats to Tom Brady. Raider Nation, I know, is probably very excited to add a champion to their ownership, and maybe you'll see an adjustment. They just traded Devontae Adams to the New York Jets, which I don't think Devontae is going to be doing too much celebrating over there. But yeah, that's that. My friends, look, I will finish off some of the other stuff that I forgot to mention here on the program on the next show. So do me a favor, tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. 0.1 FM.